Bishop, thank you very much. With that, we bring in the senator who participated as a member of the Senate Intel Committee, Oklahoma's James Lankford. Good to have you here today, Senator.
Thanks, good to see you.
Now that there's this bipartisan move to give the authority to the Commerce Department to ban TikTok in America. We know it's dangerous. We've heard it from the FBI and everyone else. Do you think that's going to happen in this country? Will the White House, will the president sign off on it?
Yeah, it needs to happen. Now, there's several different bills. There's the Warner bill, there's a Rubio bill, there's multiple bills that are out there to be able to resolve this. The key is it can't be just another study. It can't be just another evaluation. We know exactly what China is doing. I rewound everyone back to Kaspersky when we used to talk about Kaspersky virus protection software until everyone finally figured out, well, the Kaspersky software takes every document you have, routes it through Russia, checks it there, and then sends it back to you to say there's no problem. We immediately figured out, obviously, that this is just the Russians siphoning off every bit of data from Americans. So that free virus protection software costs a lot. Now we have free platforms, whether they're games, whether they're productivity platforms, or whether they're social media platforms like TikTok that are running through China, where they can also go through all of your data. And it's not just about you, and some people say, well, I don't care, I have nothing to hide from China. It's every contact you have, it's every connection that you have, it's all of your other information. We've got to get serious as Americans that that data can't run through a communist nation because they will take that data, will form profiles on every single American, and then use it for their own communist benefits.
Yeah, I would encourage everybody to read the New York Post piece this morning that shows you what a 14-year-old boy who logs onto it and starts a subscription to TikTok, what kind of information gets pushed at him over and over without him requesting any of it, everything from like borderline pornography to messages about guns, how to treat women. It's horrific. So everybody should look at it. So there's two sides. There's the national security side, then there's the impact on kids, which may also be a national security weapon of its own kind. But, you know, the Chinese government's getting very unhappy about the pushback that they're seeing in many ways, both militarily in their region, in terms of alliances. Here is what the foreign minister said. If the United States does not hit the brakes, but continues to speed down the wrong path, no amount of guardrails can prevent derailing or a crash, and there will surely be conflict and confrontation. What do you see as his message there?
Yeah, we're not looking for conflict or confrontation with China, but we are trying to warn people, if you like what a communist government does to its own people and the oppression that they have, the surveillance that they do on their own people, then you should use TikTok, because that's the kind of techniques they're going to use on you. What they use on TikTok in China is positive influences on their kids. What they do on TikTok here is exactly what you just detailed in the New York Post. They immediately throw pornography and violence and everything they can at our kids. So they are directly trying to influence our culture and our kids by using this tool. It's the same thing they've done with Huawei around the world. They're also furious that we're exposing them on what they're doing around the world, because Huawei and that system is all about harvesting data from every country in the world and to be able to influence those cultures as they're trying to use with ours with TikTok. So this is about us exposing a communist culture and a communist nation and what they're trying to do to impose their will on the rest of the world. And you're right, they don't like that.
Hey, just quickly, Senator, if you can, do you expect a ban on TikTok in the United States? A nationwide ban signed by the president, and what's the time frame?
I do at some point. I can't tell you the time frame, and it's going to be either that TikTok has to cut away from the communist Chinese, so it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it can't run through China and be run by the communist Chinese, or a total ban on it. But we can't allow the communist Chinese to dominate our culture and our technology.
Okay. And the TikTok CEO is going to testify in a couple of days, I think. Thank you very much, Senator. Good to have you here today.
Thanks.